Hey guys, hello. Hey. Thank you for the subscribe. Thank you very much. I was just trying to catch up on the feedback and see what I've already got and what I didn't. I can see that a lot of those I've saved. Okay, this one is good. So I've saved them all. Okay, ad starts in 3 minutes. Then so like give me like 5 minutes more of like very low concentration or focus, and then I will start feedbacking. I got this too as well. Damn. This one is pretty cool. Okay, what did I finish actually? I did this one, and I did that one. Okay, so I will see if I will get to this one. If not, I will do it like on the next stream. Hey Jim, hey Chiki, hey Kujo, and hey Sebastian. Nice to see you here. I had very slow day today because I woke up like around, I don't know, noon, because I went to sleep very lately because I basically so I have this life issue. Maybe you can like relate. So I'm kinda very afraid inside of doing like the stuff like taxes, because I'm always afraid that I will get it wrong. And I knew that the like end line for the tax, let's call it like period in Poland, is coming, and I had to like fill some forms. It wasn't that much job, but I had to do it. And I was like, today was the last day, I think, and I was keeping like, I was staying, I couldn't like get it done, but also I couldn't go to sleep the last night. So I was just trying to shove it aside as much as I can to not do it, but I knew that I have to do it before I will go to sleep. So I went to sleep around 7 a.m. I did the taxes. Yeah, but it was very strange and very unproductive period for me. Yeah, the same issue. I like, on the one hand, I really feel you, but on the other hand, it's nice to hear that people have similar issues as I have. Yeah, so I did it. I'm very proud of myself. In general, I'm getting better and better with it, but I just, sometimes I just cannot force myself to do it when I should do it, and then I need to do it because it's late. Yeah. Going to bed doesn't exist, only long naps. Yep, actually. Hey Nev, leave it to the last minute, then panic increase, the internet goes out, and I can. Yeah, I think that it actually happened 2 years ago for me. I wanted to print out the form to actually fill it by hand, because sometimes I need a physical copy of something, and the printer jammed. So and I have no idea how to clean it up. So I had to do it in the computer. Very tragic story for today. Yeah, I know. But I had some very small issues with it also. Very happy to have it like done, finished, boom. Last year I think that I didn't do it in time, but I did it, and the I don't know, administration didn't mind, I think, or maybe they did, but I didn't notice the like extra payment I have to do. I have no idea, but this year I tried to stay on the date. And I was successful, barely, but I was. Okay, so the ad break just started. Sure. I was hoping that it will end by the end of my taxes story. I will start with this one because I accidentally omitted it. I think that author of this painting doesn't mind because it was so long ago. But I want to go through like almost all of the submissions. And I also hope that my computer won't die in the meanwhile, because I have very, very small space on my drive. Oh no, it's actually right now it's not that bad. Okay, so we may survive. So yeah, we will start with this one. The next one will be this one. At least I think so. I think that my Photoshop subscription also ended, but they didn't ban my Photoshop from working, and I'm kinda in it's called AVE when written, that I still can use it, but I obviously have to pay it anyway. So I was today painting at Ania Machowska from Chest of Color place, and it was very, very nice. I'm pretty happy that I hanged out a little bit with her yesterday as well, because we live in the same city, like 5 minutes away actually from each other, and it's very, very cool, very, very nice, and it's nice to hang out while painting. So I really enjoyed that, but I forgot that today is Tuesday, so the streaming time. Yeah, okay. So we will start in like how much? 1 minute. I know. I know. I decided to try to listen to you guys and to listen to the suggestion that like talking, like analyzing someone's work could be a productive stream. I didn't want to do that at first because I don't want to sound like I don't want to comment that much on other people's works, and in particular if the people didn't submit it like on their own to the feedback channel. So I decided that I will do a like topic for some examples of some well done works. I will start with backdrop, and I will start with backdrops, and I decided to like channel my knowledge and my thoughts about backdrops I had in like past year or something like that. And I will I picked up like I'm not sure how many pieces, but from like 4 or 5 different authors, and I decided to just message everyone and ask for permission to talk about their works, and luckily almost everyone responded, I think, so far. So on Tuesday, Thursday, I will do the analyzing stream about backdrops, and I will talk like how, in my perspective, to do them right or like correct, so they will work in a nice way. Always can come up with your own ideas and your own solutions, and that's usually okay. Like usually, mostly okay. Like in most cases. Carmel, could you please know? Carmel is meowing over here. Say hi, Carmel. Can you hear him? Do you study other people's works much? I look at other works a lot, of course, but I never really study and think, oh, they use this color for shadows or this technique to do leather or whatever, and I would find it fascinating to see what someone who actually studies or analyzes works looks for. When I sometimes like it depends. Like I don't usually I don't study something in like a very determined way, in a way. So I don't just decide, okay, I need to research something and I will do the research. I usually don't do that, but I look at a lot of stuff, and I have a lot of like artistic feed on my Instagram. It's not always miniature painting only, it's sometimes like different kinds of art, so sculptures, paintings, whatever, and animations. And I like to observe how people use colors and how they use shapes, and I just try to remember like the ideas I actually enjoy a lot, and then I'm looking for for opportunities how to use it, basically. So sometimes I've mentioned a few times before that I like to have a purpose in painting, a plan how to do something, and usually it's a idea for like particular composition, but sometimes I find that a bust or like any kind of sculpt actually allows me to express the idea I always wanted to do or wanted to do for some time. And basically painting this one piece is a pretext to practice an idea I had in my mind. Sometimes when I have to have a very complicated idea, so for example for some backdrops, when I was painting Południca, I think like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, I started being very very aware about like how other people do backdrops. Also, I had a few like favorite painters who, in my opinion, does the kind of backdrops I enjoy well. And for example, it's Tueka, it's Ruben Martinez, for example, but he does more like realistic backdrops, but also he constructs them in very like a clever way, also paint them in very clever way. So the backdrop immerses with the miniature, and it works. So I was trying to find the solution on how to do the shape of the backdrops, shape, the colors, composition, how to unite everything basically, and that's how I basically became more aware about some pieces. So when I saw something on the internet, I was like, okay, I'm taking notes. And for example, for painting busts right now, I'm pretty like, I consider myself pretty like master already, because I've painted a lot. I did a lot of like complicated ideas. So right now for me, painting busts is kind of like more like a pretext to execute some crazy ideas, so tune more of the colors, for example, and some of the colors I see on someone's compositions or in someone's compositions. So I'm just trying to I analyze stuff while accidentally looking at other stuff. Yeah, so this is it for me. A very long explanation, I know, sorry for that. I will be at FAN model show maybe, guys, so if you consider about going to FAN, let's do it together. Yeah. So yeah, I will start with this one, and let's find the original post. Also, it's almost 10 p.m. I want to stream for like hour and a half for today, maybe 2 hours, and then everything else will be done tomorrow, I think. I hope that it won't be that much, because I want to do a hangout stream, because I need to clean up a lot of models, so I will just sit and talk and try to do a cleanup. And this one is from the board game Bloodborne, and it's from Henry. I glued the candles on the base to make it more interesting. The cape looks a bit boring to me. Is there something I can improve? Vibe streams, yeah, I will try to do them. What you can do more with this one? I also didn't sleep well today, so sorry for the extra ums and ohms, but I just need to think a little bit more before channeling my thoughts into words, in English in particular. I actually think that this is pretty good painting. If you want to do something more with the cape, right? The question was about the cape. The cape looks a bit boring to me. So I think that the easiest answer is to add some texture. So you could take a lighter color and just do some dots, for example, to change the texture you have visible over there. So for example, like that. And it should get more interesting. I'm not sure if dots is a good explanation, but this is like my first idea how to solve the issue. Also, you could, for example, so this is the first idea, that adding the texture. I will add a little bit more maybe. And this, like adding more texture usually works because like in particular if the designs are not too busy, or if you don't have like very busy like I know like clothing designs. So for example, if the design of the miniature isn't too busy, so if it doesn't have a lot of like very intricate details all over, then the adding like painting on the texture works. And then if the clothing actually doesn't have a lot of design, so if it was like something like this, then maybe adding more won't necessarily work. So I started with this cape over here, but actually like the first thing you could do with this cape is doing like some kind of very easy designs like swirls and dots and I don't know what. It also, in my opinion, usually looks more like a kimono. And this guy like has like this strange vibe, a little bit, maybe not the Japanese, but kinda like the Japanese horrors direction for me. With this one, what I would change is for sure to make those, where is, darken, I would darken those over here, because you have a little bit of cold green over here. Oh, actually doing those but in cold green, I would do that. I think that this is a good idea. How to do that actually? I don't want to multiply, but I think that I need to multiply the layers. Okay. Don't mind me thinking aloud. I will go with this darker color. And then this. I would make those more blue and dark. So the green over here will come up more, and then I would also add more of this green to the ends of all of the feathers. So more, so it will be more visible. Sometimes when we want to paint a very dark, very moody character, we tend to paint not as much color as we could, but sometimes just cold colors work very nice. See some from far away, and this is very small miniature, right? So in reality it looks like this, or even like that. From far away you cannot see that much that it's green actually, but right now it's like not very, maybe over here you can see better the difference. More green instantly. You could also maybe add those designs, if not in like this boring like cream pink color, maybe you could do actually like kinda green designs over here to make him vibe a little bit more, but it's more adventurous. So something like that, but you can just repeat the green color because it works nice with purple or violet. Or you could just take black and do like some black designs. I think that this is like the easiest way you can go around with the. I would do design because this guy looks very funky, and I think that he could use a design on the clock. I would go for the design. Like look how fancy he is right now. Okay, I will do the vibe streams. I would go with designs because he's kind of, I don't know, he's a very strange guy. He has like, oh, also if you would go for like those shapes, like half circles, you are basically repeating the shapes from his weapon. And in my opinion, usually repeating the shapes present in the composition makes it more makes it more like immersive or something like that. The candles are a cool addition, but they are very intense, and in reality this is the first thing that keeps the attention of the viewer, but I think I like them. Not everything needs to be perfect when it goes to the composition. You can try to even it out by painting very bright highlights somewhere on, like even brighter highlights on his face somehow, but you don't have to do it actually. Yeah, I would go with something like that. I would go for either glowing eyes or take liberty and have the candles OSL a little bit hitting the bottom of the cheekbones. But I love OSL, especially on tabletop models. Yeah, it's if you are not like afraid to do the OSL and you go for very dramatic effect, then it usually works very, very well. I actually thought that maybe doing OSL, but I wanted to propose something different to keep the candles like the main player over here, but the highlighting the selling the eyes is very, very good idea as well. A little bit maybe more orange. Yeah, let's do it like this, very simple version. So that would work for sure, but this both ways are good, basically fine. Yeah, this one brings more attention, the balance back to his face again, and this is the correct way to deal with the composition. But you can go without the eyes as well, like whichever option you prefer. Also, you could do I don't want to do like the schooling about OSL again, but if you really wanted to make the OSL deeper, you could just darker the bottom of the miniature, and it would be, the OSL would look much more dramatic this way. And also, like this leg over here is missing the orange a little bit, so I would add it. And therefore more dramatic effect, you can paint a line on the side of the leg and over here, and then also make darker. But this is I kind of didn't want to go into overpainting everything, and this is kind of overpainting. But also, if you want a more dramatic effect, then it's totally okay. So you can take however much you want from this this suggestion. See, it just makes the OSL a little bit more dramatic. I wouldn't drag him as high to the cheek, but I wanted to keep more or less the lighting as it was before. But see, it's like, I don't know, we changed a little bit, added some, like painting the eyes in this color, adding more green, adding those swirls, because they are like basically black lines or dark lines, and then adding a little bit of shadow isn't that big of a difference, but actually see how much it changes. So yeah, so this is like, I think that this is like not very invasive way to change stuff, but it gives a lot of more character to this character. Yeah. Hey man. Okay, so this is for this one. I hope that it's okay. Nice. Done. Okay, it already exists, so I have to find this one. Yes. Boom, done. This one is for later. This one I did, this one I did, this one I did. This one over here. So I really tried to do my best with this one. I experienced for the first time working with the reduced palette only primaries white and black, and it was so liberating, such a good experience. Okay, I spent a lot of time doing and redoing the skin and the eyes, but I took it as a study for faces. I feel like I struggled a lot with a bird. Try to add some textures to the fabric to make it old. The sculpt is very helpful on that matter. I like the end result, and I would love to have some overall feedbacks. Okay, so let's find the Sailor. It's from Crypt Tables. We have a lot of Crypt Tables miniatures today, like this one. Oh, not this one. This one, this one, this one. I think overall, what I would change, texture on the clothing is very cool. One very major comment for me is doing black lines. I think that you did very well with the overall color placement, stuff like that. So my advice for the next project, the next step I think that you could do is to do black lining, and black lining is actually not black lining, it's like dark lining, because it's based on doing dark lines basically. I usually like to go for a violet because this is my shadow color. Also, I'm working with a mouse today, so my lines are not perfect. And it's basically painting like those darker lines. I always forget the name, but creating a division between all of the surfaces on the bust. And first of all, because those are meant to mirror the small shadows that are usually casted just on the edge on different areas on the sculpt. So in reality, for example, when you have a t-shirt on your arm, the end of the t-shirt, the hem of the t-shirt casts a little bit of like darker shadow on the skin. It's not very visible, but so in case of white t-shirt you can do like a gray or a darker brown cream, and that would be okay, because usually we have shadows all around, right? Because we have physics in our environment. And black lining just really cleans up the whole painting and makes it nicer. I thought Sebastian says, I thought myself very early on, of course not super well, but when I learned about leaving dark space between the ocell and the other light is when I really realized how to make it really pop. Yeah, because you create more contrast, right? You create like ocell is light, so the shadow is obviously darkness, so you have this nice contrast, and it really makes everything pop. And also it makes it more readable for the eye, because sometimes when you have a lot of shapes, a lot of oh, sorry. Oh, okay, it's cut. When you have a lot of shapes, a lot of like colors, some of the more complicated ideas may get lost. And when you darken some of the areas, then you make something else pop, and this works for ocell for sure. Have the Sailor guy, I should paint him at some point. I really like Crypt Tables. Yeah, they have very, very cool miniatures. This one is very, very good as well. It really helps for separating elements and also make it so you don't have to be perfect between the two colors. Yes, exactly. It just cleans out the surfaces, because sometimes you may have like just little overpainting. So for example, over here you can see like those difference in green and blue is very soft, so it looks like almost it was painted with an airbrush. Also over here it's not very, very clear, and the darker line will just separate those two areas and will clean it up. The bleeding of the colors is usually actually okay, because the neighboring surfaces they cast reflected light, reflected highlights on each other, in particular if the colors are very intense and if the light like main light source is very very strong. So actually bleeding colors to another surfaces is okay if it's nice and smooth, but without black lining it looks a little bit like blunt, and black lining just makes it pop. Yeah, from my understanding, the human eye struggles with multiple light sources of different strengths and colors, so our brain naturally makes up perceived dark separation, so painting it kind of helps. Jesus Christ, my cats are very crazy today. So painting it kind of helps sell the illusion of what our brain does in real life. Yeah, exactly. We sometimes need to like help the brain out to make it make the stuff more understandable. For his bird, I actually think that it's hard not to struggle with it because his hair is like it's very textured, it's very sculpted, it's basically a spaghetti hair, which I personally don't enjoy that much for painting. If I wanted to paint it nicely, I would personally either make it even with blue tack, green stuff. So it would be, if I would add green stuff, it would be more fluffy. He would have like thicker bird, and if I was to sand down some of the bird hair, right? He would be leaner and less hairy, basically. Or you can, do a little bit of both and then have like similar shape in the end. But in general, the issue with spaghetti hair is that it shows texture and it works on a bare sculpture. And actually, I think that this is let's call it the issue or the case of sculptors that actually don't paint that much. So they think more about how the sculpt presents itself. So if they have the texture there, it's reflected like good enough to kind of mimic a reality, the real texture. But when you are to paint the texture, actually it becomes too thick because you need to basically highlighting and shading everything makes the shapes like go more like spaghetti, basically more like dumplings. I don't know how to call it. Like they become like the volume of them is more noticeable after the painting, and you focus more on the lines visible than on the general highlight. For example, the general reflection the bird would get, for example. And it's kind of hard. If you want to make it easier, just try to sand down some of the texture and then just try to, for example, dot on the texture of the bird more in the middle, or just try to paint it with omission of the sculpted hair, basically. So just try to paint a more or less round highlight over here. Maybe it's a little bit too strong, but something like that. Depends on how wide the mustache is or his bird is meant to be. So something like that maybe. And don't try to overpaint. Don't try to paint actually the texture. Just try to paint the general shape of the bird. So something like that maybe. See, it like when you are doing like the general highlight, it looks more like a fluffy bird, basically. And in particular, like the one thing you never should do with stuff like that is to dry brush it. I'm not sure if it was dry brushed, but never dry brush. Either if it's a bird or just the general hair on the head. In particular, if the hair is like long strands flowing in the wind, don't ever try to dry brush them. Because it looks, usually it doesn't look that well actually. It's you bring out with dry brushing, you bring up the texture of the hair, so like separate spaghetti of the hair and not the actual highlight, because the hair is not highlighted with like on the whole length of the hair, and by dry brushing you are actually grabbing or showing the length of the hair strands. Usually the hair gets highlights in lines or like in dots. So for example, over here you can see that there is a like dot of highlight over here, and it's not actually separate hair strands, long hair strands, like no spaghettis over here. So just try to focus on like the general shapes and volumes. Yeah, volume, very important. More spaghetti. Sebastian, maybe we will talk about spaghetti more today. I'm not sure, I don't remember. I like his eyes. The redness in his nose is fine. What I would do is to do more highlight. So I would basically, and with highlighting you can make his skin more luminous basically. So just highlighting like cheekbones. Let's start with that because it's the easiest thing, and most of people have at least kind of slightly pronounced cheekbones. I will go for this. I won't do very much with the highlight. I will just do a little bit just to show the difference. It's 10 p.m. and I really want to watch a movie today. So I think that night watching and painting will be present today at my workshop. And then I think that I would highlight over here. And just remember that you don't always have to highlight and shadow everything. For facial features, if you don't want someone to look like very tired or something like that, just highlighting is enough to show some of the features and the topology of the face. I will also highlight a little bit here and here because in particular over here is just too dark. So something like that. And then you could also highlight more of his neck. Okay, this is too dramatic. But in general, I would make the neck a little bit lighter. So see, with highlight, without the highlight. With the highlight, he looks more like he has clear skin, like in general, just normal luminous skin. And over here, he's much darker in general, less contrast, less luminosity, so something like that. So more contrast, more highlights, and black lining. This is my advice. Can you do a stream about getting nice shadows that aren't the saturated gray, etc.? Yes, sure, I can do it. Like next next week maybe, on Tuesday and Thursday. Is it fine? This is actually not very tricky, but I can into that goes like 2 or 3 tricks. Let's call it like that. And they are not actually tricks, but you know, trick sounds very nice when it goes to the marketing, so I can do it for sure, and that would be amazing. I will do it on Thursday. Yeah, I think that I am not traveling anywhere, so I shouldn't have any issue with that. Save, done, boom. Sorry, second one done, and actually we have pretty good timing for today. Deusz, thanks for the feedback. Had some time recently and added issues that you pointed out. She looks better. I think that particularly in this area over here. For the future project, I would push the shadows and the highlights even stronger. I also like the gem over here. I think that it's the gem. And more black lining, like over here and over here and over here. She could use more black lining, in my opinion. But I'm not doing, or maybe I should do, like quick. I will do a quick quick note on that, so I can boink Teusz with the pink and with the picture after the stream. So again, black lining. Blacker over here and over here. I will go with a bolder color. Oh, and yeah, I mentioned that I may invite a special guest to my stream, and I think that next week or the week after, Tueka agreed to come and have a discussion about his art. So I will prepare some questions for him. If you have any particular questions for Tue, write them on in the Discord. I will maybe try to make like a subtopic or like a special channel for this kind of streams, because if it will work, also after the stream I will be very grateful for any comments on what you like, what you didn't like, how you would like to have it changed, and because I really want to work out the formula, and it will take a few streams, okay? I'm aware of that, but if you will let me know what you like and what you don't like, I will know what exactly I have to change, basically. So I would appreciate it a lot. So yeah, black lining done over here. Boom, down, save. And no. Okay. I think that for today I may not have the spot because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you can post it. If not today, I will do it the next time. I will try to make it today because we have good timing for today. Oh yes, I want to do the giveaway stream. I will do it tomorrow maybe? Because, you know, in general, my issue why I didn't do the giveaway for now, because I'm always thinking that the giveaway is a very good marketing and I should promote it on my Instagram first, and I never get to the promoting because everything else is just basically taking my attention, and I don't have the attention span to plan anything, you know, for Instagram, on which I'm not completely, I'm not focused at all right now, and I should be to promote my social media basically, because I want to have 100 1,000 subscribers like Mamikon does. This is my goal for the future, and I just always put it aside because I feel like I'm not ready, but I also think that so much time has passed that I just should do it. So I don't know, maybe not today, tomorrow, but I will try to maybe plan it for next week then. What do you think? And I will do the post on the Instagram maybe for the next Tuesday. Yeah, I think that 1 week is a good time to make it work. Cameron, what's up? Meow. He doesn't want to be on my hands, sorry. It's always better to post it in the Discord so it ends up in the queue, even if it's not gotten on the stream. Yeah. Also, I will maybe do it today because again we have good timing at least so far. Tuesday is a top fella. Tue. Yes, he is. Tue is a top fella. He gave me some great feedback at FAN last year. He's Carmel, don't you dare. Go away. Oh. So Carmel is basically the middle child, and he loves to trigger Siri because he knows that then he will get our attention, and she gets very angry with him very quickly lately. So yeah, the cats. Tuo is a very, very cool guy. He's a very good artist as well, and he has very deep insight into painting and into, you know, construction, composition, stuff like that. And I appreciate his opinions always. So I'm excited that he wanted to have a talk. It's just a matter of if I should rush with photos or wait to next stream and take better photos. So take better photos, because I won't rush to have everything done, and then you will have the feedback. But also, if you don't care that much, then rush and I will do the feedback. It's not that you know, if you want to have it, you will have it. If you don't care about it that much, then take your time. It will be fine either way. I think my elf lady may get to 200 likes, which will be the first time ever for me. Post the link to the Instagram. We may make it faster for you. I think that I didn't like her so far, so maybe I will do it right now. I will be honest, I did a research for my painting for today, and I was googling anime boobies because I want to create like the effect of I was painting Erika, and I haven't posted the recent painting on my Instagram, but she's on my Patreon. I've already painted her once, and she has like this. She has very big boobs, and she has like this cleavage. And I wanted to use the fact that there is the cleavage, and I wanted to paint the illusion that the boobies are basically squeezed in a way. And I was googling for anime boobies today because I wanted to see how they are painting them. And I was kind of afraid that I have the search results still on my browser. That would be kind of harsh. Sebastian. Is this yours? Yeah, this is yours. Follow back. Got you. Okay, 1 like from Awesome. And also I have the other one. Switch accounts. Yeah, I can do the other like. Guys, we're going for the 200 likes. Oh, follow back. You got 2 followers today. At least from my accounts. I finally got to it. See? Yeah. It was research, but I felt very cringy. I had to shut my shutters in the windows so my neighbors won't see it. Dual wielding likes, yeah, like likes here and likes there. Go, Sebastian! You can do it. Okay, we did that one, right? On the last stream. I commented on the road. This one is very interesting. I was thinking about how should I like comment on it, because the idea is very nice and I like it. Okay, so I think right now that I would kind of move the line of the bluishness, or I don't know, kind of make the blue more high to create like blue more high to create the separation between those two. What's going on today? Between those two like vibes, basically. Let me just check a good, maybe this one. Oh yeah, I will go with this one. This is a little bit too green, but we can go with that. Also, okay, this is not not perfect. Okay, so we are staying on the normal layer. Sorry guys, I just sometimes need to figure out stuff out loud. What did I get? following. Thank you for the follow. Bloody Rusty Studios, thank you very much. Hey, Malta. I want to do a mini with the stained glass window base. I want to do that too. It's very, very cool idea. Do it, Kujo, and then I will get the inspiration from you and I will do it myself. I really wanted to do the stained glass with the proper colorful lights on the miniature, but it's very complicated stuff to do. So, I don't know. I have to think about it, but this is something that actually this is my Roman Empire basically. So it really flows around my head a lot. This idea. Hey. Sorry, my you got the highlight. Okay, that works. But I have sound bites that are like I set them up like 2 years ago, and then I forgot that I got them, and some people try to use them, and I basically scam the people out of their coins because they don't work, and I forget to fix them usually, like all the time actually. Do it, Kujo. You can do it. Okay, so going back to the, I started to sidetrack. No sidetracking, just commenting. I think that I would do more blue to create the separation coming from, like separation, the ambience coming from the hand and from the mushroom. And I also think that there should be more blue on his back, but I'm not doing that much back, Jesus Christ, back right now, so I won't paint it there. And then I think that I would just add like this shiny blue in his eye to show that, I don't know, it's overtaking him in a way, something like that. And I don't know, maybe I would do something like that, so the ends would be a dot to create more texture. I don't know, I would think something about this maybe. And I think that the shroom actually may have a little bit of texture in white, like stronger. Oh, thank you for the ride. I'm just doing feedback on the miniature, guys. Don't mind me. I'm trying also to stay focused because I have issues with my attention span today. Thank you very much for partying me. Hey, Brush for Hire. Hey, thank you for the ride. Nice. We are doing feedback. We are trying to be very informed and very productive and very artistic also. Maybe not that much, but kinda. And we have like this Amanit Shaman right now from Creepy Tables, and I'm trying to figure out how to improve with this one. Thank you guys for coming. Nice. What were you painting, Brush for Hire, today? Something cool? I think like I will just paint this highlight going over here. I would make it like stronger blue to create like the kinda directed highlight from the back to show that it's from the mushroom basically. And then I think that I would do something interesting with the shroom in the back, so maybe painting like this, because you know he has a face, so you know he's vibing with the shroom, let's call it like that. So maybe, I don't know, something like that to create like those aureolas, and then maybe some stars. I also know that it's hard to paint something on the texture on the mushroom, but also you can flatten it out a little bit. So I think that I would do something like that with the painting, the general idea is cool, and the brown contrasts nicely with the blues. I would just kind of tinker a little bit more with the idea. Nothing much, just clocking out of a, oh my god, 16-hour shift at work. Nice. That was, sounds very intense. Brush for Hire work mostly on Valkyrie from Neko Galaxy. Oh, this is very nice miniature. I like her a lot. I have to ride and run now. We'll catch you later. Thank you for coming and thank you for riding, and bye. Have a nice evening/day. Yeah, and good luck with painting Valkyrie in the future. So yeah, I actually think, like, going back to this guy, I think that because he has the texture of the lines, I think that repeating the lines on the shroom and on the shroom over here is a good way to go with this project. So, and I think that one thing more that we could add is the separation we've mentioned before. So to make the ideas clearer, just painting the shadow, splicing, like how to call it? My brain isn't working correctly today. Separating the areas actually, and I would do the same a little bit with the pipe, like so it would go like that. If the it would actually look better if I had the layers in my Photoshop on multiply, because it would be darker, but I don't want to do that. And then I would keep his hand over here darker, and but he has very dark skin tone. I think that some highlights on his skin tone could be useful, and I would go with more of a realistic skin tone, let's call it like that, to keep the contrast in the skin tone. Oops, not this. To kind of have some stronger highlight in the skin tone, because right now it's not dramatic that much, the skin tone, and with stronger highlight we'll get more readable points in his face or something like that. Same goes for this area over here, and it doesn't have to be like much lighter, but I would, the highlight just shapes the, okay, so the shape should be like that, but sorry, the highlight should be darker basically. Let me erase some of it. So like this is too brown a little bit, but so the, like this area over here, the side of his hand would be, you know, like over here, when see it has highlight over here, so I would try to keep the highlight in like similar manner, so the underside darker and the side of the hand a little bit lighter to show the shape basically. Everybody go follow if you don't. Yes, thank you very much, Sebastian, for posting it. So yeah, to sum up this project, because I'm not very coherent today, I would personally try to push more the separation in between the ghost mushroom area and the like normal sober dwarf, and I would create like the separation with a darker line in between those two vibes, let's call it like that. And so this would be, it would go something like that, yeah. And then the separation would highlight stronger this side of the shroom, and would separate like this side of the dwarf. And then I would give him like this eye over here to show that it's kind of overtaking him, and keep this eye the normal way. And then I would repeat like the texture of white lines basically, because he has like this skeleton highlights on his hand. I think that's a very cool idea. I would keep it as this, but I would repeat something like that with very bright, very graphic lines as highlights. First of all on the stem of the mushroom, and then I would paint lines but thicker. So I would maybe use a little bit of green stuff to merge together some of those some of those lines under the mushroom, and paint the thicker line on them to create like this aureola effect around his head. I think that would be a very cool graphical effect, like embracing this very cool skeletal hand that is already painted on. But this is very cool idea. I like it a lot. Very good one. The next one. Oh, we had some kind of X-ray. Okay, I didn't read the comment. Sorry. I tried something with this one. I wanted to get a glowing mushroom with a kind of X-ray effect on the hand. I'm not sure it works really well. Also found out that painting white is super hard. I love some feedback on the bird. Light placement on this area is pretty hard for me. Glowing effect and everything you feel like would need some improvement. Thanks. Okay, so I can go back to the bird actually, because I commented I think on most of the stuff. With the bird, right now I think that it's pretty alright. I would paint the shadow as I mentioned, and I would keep it as like this general straight line, but on the bird I would make it like something like this. So not a perfectly straight shadow, but kind of zigzag to show the texture of the bird actually. And I would keep the shadow like more or less in this angle, and over here this angle. And in general I think that you did well with the bird. I like it. I don't know, I think it is pretty okay. It works with the rest of the miniature, and you didn't paint spaghetti hair which is like the biggest offender for me. So it's pretty okay. Also it's white. If you wanted it to be more shiny, then to balance the highlights you could paint like the darker shadows going like vertically, I think, or horizontally through the layers of bird, and then to contrast those you could paint a very, very whitish, very white highlights going in similar matter, but concentrating on the top of the bun that is the bird. So this is the shiny bird. I decided to not work with this at all because this is simple bird that is kind of more matte, less shiny, less effective, but this effect over here is very strong and very intense. So I would keep this part of the bust kind of calm and desaturated, and I would embrace like this part of this bust because it's more complicated. This is more complicated idea basically. So I would go with that. I'm also thinking about this sleeve over here, but I don't think that it needs that much work. Also, it's, in my opinion, a little bit over sculpted, so it has too many wrinkles. But you could try to, if you would like to improve on the sleeve, you could add just slightly sharper shadows in the indentations that are not washed. I'm not sure if you did wash anything over here, but I would kind of make this a little bit darker. See, like, it's not a very big change, but I know, I think that it would balance if everything, each of the crevices would be a little bit darker, yeah. Okay. Very cool idea, very cool painting, in my opinion. Okay, so we have the owl, and I think that this owl is from my workshop in Krakow. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to catch me again later on Migawka contest, so I'll post my models here asking you for the feedback. Ad break ends. Okay, I will end for the ad break. I will wait for the ad break to end. Water break. Migawka is a small competition from Poland, and it happened like two weeks ago, and I think at this owl got something in the competition in standard category, if I'm not, or it was moved from standard into master category, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure though, because I have very bad memory. And the progress on Amanit. Yeah, pretty good. Honestly, I would go even stronger. I think that this side looks more detailed and I like it a lot. Yeah. This is a nice crisp owl. Mine will not be. You can make it crisp. You just need to try. Or if you don't want it to be crisp, you don't have to do it in a crisp way. Do you think Amanit is a dwarf or a folklore gnome? I see him as a dwarf. As a dwarf, but not like this traditional dwarf. I can share something with you. So this is, for me, this is a dwarf, but from a very specific... okay, I think that I'm not logged into my YouTube, I think, over here. I'm not sure. There is this like one. Does it work? Okay, I hope that there won't be. I don't know. Turn on history, whatever. Cancel. There's this one tune with a great video based on a very old, I think, like Czechoslovakian or something like that video. Like video, a movie actually, and it's great. And this is the vibe for Amanit Shaman, in my opinion. So this is my response for your question. This is this for me. No thanks. Isn't it great? And this is sometimes I get it like in my head for a very long time. So this is Amanit Shaman for me. Yeah. Hey guys, is the commercial over actually? Can you leave that in Discord? Yeah, I can. And I very rarely, but sometimes I like to listen for it like for 2 hours or 3 hours straight. But you have to say like this is Amanit Shaman, right? You can see it. This guy is the best. Like this one. Okay, so the music break is kind of over. You can enjoy more of this music on your own. I invite you. Yeah. So this is, for me, this is Amanit Shaman. This vibe actually, like this old Czechoslovakian fantasy movies. This is it. Okay, where I was somewhere in the feedback channel. Oh my god, there's a lot. Okay, so I think that I will leave this one for the next one and this one for the next one, and I can do that one. Is it the one with the rushed photos? Because I cannot see the nicks over here. Okay, going back to the owl. Okay, it's from Ben. Okay, I will do that one in the end. Going back to the owl and to the Amanit shaman. Got it. I will do them. Starting with Amanit shaman. I think that it's pretty cool. I like the changes. I would make more, basically. Push them stronger. But his eyes have more definition for sure. And okay, why cannot I see like this picture? Where is it? Oh, it's here. Okay, so his eyes have more definition. I like them very much. He has more detail in his face in general, I think, and the changes are not that strong. I think that mostly the eyes does it, and he has way more shadow over here. I think that it really highlights the mushroom very well, and then because the mushroom is next to his face, it just works together very nicely, and the shadow is very, very nice. And you see, like, those changes are very subtle, but they just like influence how the different surfaces work with each other, and it just refined very slightly, but the effect is very, very big in my opinion. I'm leaving yours, yes, Jim. I'm leaving yours for the next time. It will be tomorrow actually, because I want to do the most today, and then for tomorrow I want to leave like one or two, and I want to finish the feedback and then go into just hang out because I want to assemble some miniatures on the stream and just talk. And yeah, so you don't have to wait for a long time. But sorry for that. But I don't want to do yours right now because it's more complicated and it has a lot of elements. So I want to keep it for later, basically, to properly focus on it. So yeah, I think that the changes are there. They are working. If you want to go for more subtle painting, then this is everything you should do, basically. If you want to have the painting more contrasted, then go even deeper, even stronger. But big props for the changes, and I really like it. Which competition, Jim? It's okay, have a week or two. I will do it tomorrow, don't worry. Don't say sorry, your feedback is amazing and well, oh, thank you very much. I'm very happy to hear it. But I don't want to make you guys wait for too long, and I had a math break already, so I want to get on the task and have it done. So tomorrow it will be done. Okay, going back to the owl. This owl has a little bit more green light from the bottom that it's shown on the photos. I've struggled the most with the silver armor, and I don't know what to do more with it to make it looking better. Also, I've made a little progress on the Amanita following your tips. Here are the photos before and after. What else could I do with it? Thank you very much in advance. I talked about a little bit about Amanit. I think that you don't have to do anything with him. Just take the experience and the feedback you got before into the next project, and just close this one. Have it done. You did very, very well, and the adjustments you did improved it. So big props is okay. And for the owl. The first thing I would do is to take this thread over here and make it a little bit deeper, and then I would make it very visible over here. Maybe a little bit more subtle, but like put it over here so it's more visible, because I was telling people also I would maybe add it a bit over here because he has white feathers and the reflected light from the cloak would kind of make them a little bit more red, in my opinion, because red is a very strong color, and it usually the reflected light from red surfaces bounces nicely to the neighboring surfaces, and white surfaces catch a lot of light from reflected light, so like color from reflected light. So I would add a little bit of red over here and red reflections over here, make them less subtle. Don't be subtle with them, just do a color, you know, strong punch, so it will be visible and very easy to understand. And you can see like the difference already, like it's kind of visually more interesting, but also like deeper, because you are showing that you understand how the physics works actually. I am still looking forward to when you get around to painting your Amanita version. Yeah, I need to get to it, but the issue is that I don't have that much time and I need to prepare some stuff for Awesome, and it's taking a lot of my attention actually. Also, working on like designing the miniatures, it takes time as well. Like, you know, on the one hand no wonders, but on the other hand, I know the theory is that I hire people to do stuff, so in theory other people should be doing the stuff for me, but in reality it's just, you know, big time investment for me, and I want to do stuff right. And today I was, for example, like exploring the idea for the cups, like just mugs for, I don't know, coffee or painting water or whatever, and I had to do a research for what kind of mug I can find to have a nice sublimation or sublimation print on them, and don't like have the cups or mugs looking basic. And I really like the mugs from Neko Galaxy, those smaller white ones with pink rim, and I would be the happiest to just take them, but I don't want to do the same products that Neko is doing. And if I won't find the alternative, I don't feel bad with taking the mugs from Neko Galaxy, because I was actually pushing Piotrek for months to do the mugs for his brand, and I kind of, you know, do it to him, and he's very happy with it. So I don't feel bad with taking the same cup I actually liked and posted to him and use it for my brand, but I want to have the stuff looking kind of differently. So I had to, you know, put the time into everything, and then the time put into Awesome actually makes me not paint things. So this is the issue right now for me, and I've posted, for example, the post on my Patreon that I want to paint one of the three ideas, and I'm not getting to paint anything right now because I need to do tutorial for Awesome actually, and I need to finish the box art, and also I need to paint some commissions right now. So, you know, it's just stacking, you know, stacks are stacking on stacks, and everything is just, you know, building itself up for now. What I did right now, you've mentioned that there is more green light. If there is not this amount of green light, I would make it green from the upside, like this intensity, in my opinion, would work cool. It's kind of delicate, but also it just brings like this nice atmosphere of like mystery, and I like it. I wouldn't actually change that much with this one. I would make this reflection over here a little bit darker. See? It actually doesn't need to be this light. And it looks more natural when it's a little bit darker because it's kind of hidden. And then I would go with some, not stars, but dots. So I would just do small dots of kind of random construction or distribution on distribution, and those dots are meant to show those randomness of reflections, of darker like ambient reflections in everything that is in this what's the name, composition. Yeah, so I would do like those dots because they are cool. Take a little bit of brown, put them into the steel. Take a little bit of yellow, put them somewhere around as well, to show the differentiation and stuff like that, and then put the light reflections where there is a little bit of darkness. Like not everything has to be dot, because like overdoing dot is not good actually. But then take darker reflections and put them into the lighter reflections. So over here and here and here. Okay, I don't like this one, but I will take like this nice turquoise color and do something like that. It's not perfect, but see, it just creates like this more natural, more organic feel to the armor. It's not perfect because I think that with the mouse, it's just all of the stuff I did is too even. Like they should be more like, some of them should be longer, so something like that. Some of them should be like more like triangles. They shouldn't be so even and so similar to each other. It should be like this nice, in theory it should be more chaotic and less random. And so I would kinda make some of them bigger, some of them smaller, but introduce some randomness into the reflections, and dots are perfect for that. So go for the dots. It's perfect. It usually works. You have to hire another Natalia to do your painting and not credit. Sorry, ignore me. That's old hobby drama. It's not that old, actually. There is. I won't go into the detail, but there is right now this one very big miniature painter who has similar drama with a much smaller and younger miniature painter. I won't tell the names, but maybe you know. Who knows? Yeah. It's then I won't drag it like forward because I don't want to have the drama with either of them, but it's not that old actually. And it's something that I see that it's just coming up, but honestly, like for awesome, like my goal would be to hire someone for example, helping me out with video editing and doing posts for social media. Stuff like that, and then for me to do more painting. We'll see if the awesome will work well, but right now I basically to have two companies to run, because one is my like usual miniature painting, and I need to make it work for people to not like basically to not be forgotten as a good painter, and then I need to run awesome, which my partner is helping me out with it, but the most of the bulk of works of doing stuff is on me, so it's kind of a lot. And then the traveling actually didn't help my case at all. So I did like this very general highlight on his head, and as you can see, I dared to overpaint the texture. And sometimes when something is flat and it's shiny, the texture gets highlighted with the general highlight, and it actually makes it look more natural. So I would do a highlight over the texture that was painted there, but sometimes you need to tone down the texture and let it shine to create the shiny effect actually. And I think that you could actually do it a little bit with his brows as well, so something like that. Maybe the Sergios, maybe not. I don't want to, Okay, it's Sergios, okay, or Sergios. Yeah, it's them. I was very interested, like seeing this, like unfold. Yeah. Also with the eyes, there could be more. Of course, it doesn't have to be more because sometimes stuff may be subtle, but I will go for more because the end effect is more shiny basically. But to be honest, I liked it more before, so I will kind of remove a little bit of it. My students always tell me that, like, not always, usually, if they are very nice to me, they don't tell it, or more conformists don't tell it to me, but sometimes people say that they are happy seeing me make mistakes because that shows to them that everyone makes mistakes and it's totally legit. So you can see me sometimes going back and forth. Okay, what did I want to do more? I wanted to do, okay, I did the highlight on the head. I will also do stronger highlights on the medallions. And I will just do those around kinda more wide to make the central highlight more shine. And just round. And like this dot of like secondary, see the dot, it always works, it does it like perfect work, and very little detail, but adds a lot. I think like the moon looks kind of more pale when compared to the medallions, and it's because it has like less of this saturated middle tone over here, so I will add more of this yellow, and it will balance the coloration a little bit more. Oops. And so this is like this. I really like the texture on his cloak. I wouldn't actually change that much, so most of the changes I did are very cosmetic. So a little bit darker over here, and this is the most dramatic change, I would say. The reflection stronger, slight highlights, and then the dotted reflections, but then also over here you can make a rounder light reflection, something like that. And sometimes when you want to do a general reflection, you can just slice it into different shapes that are kinda not matched together. And then you can, because I think that it's kinda a little bit too long, you can take a darker reflection and just do 2 lines over here, or 2 dots. See? Just dots. Do the dots, guys. The dots work. Also, the dots create like the illusion of a dark light, because the non-metallic metal is shiny the most when you have dark light like areas, you know, changing or interchanging, and with the reflections you can create the illusion of the more dark light separations. So for example, you had like this basically, you know, light going into dark and then a little bit light over here, and then with those dots you have light, a little bit of dark, light, dark, and light again. So with just one more like pseudo separation created with just the dots, you are creating more contrast basically. So I would go with that, and usually those organic reflections make everything more interesting. You don't have to, if you really want to have like this nice, you know, clean or brushed metal, for example, don't do the dots, because dots are the mark of high reflections, like reflectivity. If you want to have something very reflective, then add the dots basically. Also, I think that I would do the end of this, I will go with just black, just for the sake of a easy Photoshop, because my mental capacity is not that big today. I would just make the end of this armor a bit darker to create the vignette effect. See? Works. And then for the feathers, the texture is very, very nice, but the colors are very, very flat, so we have to do the colors to optimize the finish. And I will go maybe for this kind of, I don't know, does it work? I think that it's too dramatic. Okay, So I will do a new layer, and then I will go with just brown, because it's very natural for the owl to have brown feathers. Okay, gossip is the best, right? But I don't want to gossip too much, because there is high chance that I will meet one of the Sergios in the future, or both of them. So I don't want to gossip basically. Do these painters share the same first name? Maybe. No drama comments, leave where you can be clipped. Yeah, you can clip it, so I don't want to risk that much. I risked already, but please don't clip it. It's nice to see you with many of the great painters who are around Twitch. It's refreshing. Okay, so going back to the feathers, I will just introduce more color to them. And you can, when you have like this kind of, I'm trying to mimic it with Photoshop, but it doesn't actually work that well right now. But when you have this nice underpainting, because this is basically underpainting, so you have darker base, and then with lighter colors you are building the tonal values and the texture. To color them and to saturate it, you oh my god, English so hard. You can actually do glazes. So I would go with some kind of, like, I don't know, smoke from Vallejo, or smoke from Vallejo. Was like chestnut ink from Scale 75. Any kind of brownish ink, actually, depending, like more or less saturated, depending on what kind of color you are going for. Loki wants to come in. I would just glaze over it and try to saturate it to create like this little of like this, I don't know, gradient. And I would keep like one side a little bit lighter and then everything darker, and then you can go over it again with like general highlight, and again we'll do the same stuff with it on the head, because we have the texture that is visible, but also the feather is very flat and shiny, so we will highlight with ignoring the texture, and some of the texture will go lighter, but don't worry, it doesn't matter, you are not losing anything, it will look nice anyway. And this may be too intense, and also maybe it should be a little bit broader, something like that, and then I will make it lighter. Boom, more natural. And again, if you want to have very shiny feathers, then go stronger, and if you want to have more natural feathers, then go lower. So something like that. Let me group it. Oops. Okay, so you can see like the change over here. Right now it looks like feathers with the texture, but something is off somewhere. Like it lacks the color, lacks the gradient, and then over here, boom, works, very natural, beautiful. Yeah, I also wanted to say that I really like this little owl over here. I really enjoy this design. It's very, very cute detail. So yeah, this is basically what I would do. The base of the owl is great. I liked what was done in the first place, but then you can just tinker it a little bit. I also like this a little bit of this texture over here, because I don't know, maybe I'm reaching too far, but it gives me some character for the owl, like he was in the fight and he got like this scratch on his beak, but I may be overreaching. Yeah, so this is only tinkering, guys. The base work is done, and only with changing a little bit of the tones and, you know, saturation, stuff like that, you can just push the painting a little bit further. Yeah, very cool one. Did I save it actually? It's saved, right? Saved. Okay. Nope. some edits will be needed before uploading to YouTube, or will this be first unpublished stream? I will publish it. I think that I published my even spicier streams. So, like on the one hand, I kinda care, but on the other hand, I kinda don't care, and this is the issue with me. Like when I'm I'm overly how to call it, like when I'm overly too blunt for too long time, I became very distressed in my soul, basically. So I just decided that I need to accept that some people will like me and some won't like me, and also sometimes commenting some stuff is okay, even though if someone may get offended sometimes a little bit. Also, I try to stay kinda nice anyway. So I don't know. I just hope that I won't get into a bigger trouble, basically, with my brilliant insights and unasked opinions. Got to go see you on Wednesday stream. Hey, thank you for coming. So yeah. Also, sometimes you need some drama. Sometimes I like my drama. I just hope that, you know, as long as anyone is not suffering, then I'm okay with some more spicy comments from time to time. Okay, I will comment on this one. This is very good preparation. Oh no, this one. Okay, I will comment on this one. I already did comment on this, on it, I think, somewhere on the previous stream. I did a comment somewhere on him, and the changes were made. I will be honest, like, and this is spicy, okay? This may be spicy for someone. I hate this Kickstarter so much. Like, I understand that people like Iron Maiden, and they enjoy the covers of the you know, what's the name? Records? Not records, but the I know, covers of their CDs, right? I got it. Got kicked out, took ages to log back in. Hey Kujo, nice to see you here. Yeah, back albums. Exactly, thank you. Thank you for being my Google search or Google Translator. Yeah, so I understand that people enjoy the covers of these albums, but I hate it with my like core, you know, being, basically, and I cannot look at those miniatures. So I try to be constructive, and I said that I would make this plaque a little bit more darker and desaturated, because it's, you know, we have yellow over here, but this yellow over here is pure bright yellow, and yellows over here are a little bit more toned down. So in my opinion, when you have the plaque, it should be a little bit darker, less saturated, less contrasted than the main composition, because then the lettering, which is very graphical and like not graphical but very graphic, and you as a human being is like, we are programmed to read stuff. So when we see something, you know, similar to letters, we are instantly looking there because we need to get the information. So if the plaque is very bright, very graphic, then it may take the attention from the miniature down to the, you know, writing somewhere. In case of those miniatures, I don't mind it because I prefer to look at the lettering, honestly. But I commented that to Bill, that the plaque could be darker and desaturated, and this is like the universal knowledge for other paintings, actually. And he's kind of mess from a competition painting standpoint, but my goal on him was to work on color saturation, and I think that you achieved it. So the colors are nice, they are pretty clean, and they are clean because you didn't shadow them with, for example, black or very dark colors, for example violet, because violet wouldn't work as a shadow for yellow, because those colors are complementing, so they go basically black or matte black when mixed together. So because you used browns for shadowing and you didn't add any kind of black shadows over it, because usually like not usually, a lot of times I can see that people try to do shadows with black, because black means darkness, so shadows, but black makes everything like dirty and not nice, and you kept the color saturation and color brightness by using the nice shadows and not mudding out the composition. So you were successful over here, and I have nothing to comment further. I think that honestly, I don't want to comment on this guy, okay? I will focus on the base. And sorry, like, I'm not hating the paint job, I just hate the subject. Let's say it like that, okay? And this is my personal preference. And I think that in general it looks, let's call it like nice, but I would make the base a little bit different, because this guy is kinda, the energy of this guy, first of all, for me personally, is kinda nasty. But then the directions in this composition, it works like kinda like this. So we have like this V shape, he's going up. So and this composition makes him boxy in a way, right? Because we have like this base going like that. So what I would do for this composition, I would actually cut this base, so it would be kinda embracing him, his shapes, let's call it like that. And then I would take some very thin wires, and I would add like a blobs of dirt or like rocks, just slightly hanging to the ground, and I would like create like this to add more energy to him. And you could even like to the back of his hand glue another rock or something like that, maybe to his hair, to just show that he's jumping out of it, right? So the directions are actually important. Okay, so I suppose that I will save this on my desk. I'm very proud of myself that I did actually any reasonable commentary on this one, because I don't want to be very negative, but I hate these miniatures like deep in my soul. Yeah. But I'm happy that they got painted, and that Bill enjoyed the painting them. And actually the end effect is nice, and and the goal was achieved. So big props, nicely done. The plaque was to be toned down. I was glad to hear that, and nice. How to paint this different to the existing covers. I don't know I honestly thought that this is the original cover, because I just don't know the art. But yeah, this is true. It's very hard to come up with the different interpretation for them, because they are so strong visually, and also the original art is I guess so well known amongst the fans in particular. So it's really hard to find the new interpretation for it. I had brass plugs on pins. Like, in some cases I like them, but I also think that not all of the pieces need them. I respect that some people like to use them, but I personally like them or accept them the most when they are adjusted to the painting. If they are not stealing the attention from the painting, I don't mind them, and I sometimes like them. If they are very very cool, very well done, I like them when they are incorporated into the painting, basically. Yeah, so I just know that some people like stuff and some people don't like stuff, and with painting it's actually to each their own, and I don't want to say that someone shouldn't do something at all, because then people really listen to me, and then I don't want to be this guardian of the right things and bad things to do, because in reality there's probably everything is okay to do as long as it doesn't hurt anyone, and then if the person that produced it is happy with the end effect, it's totally okay. But on the competition, while judging and the plaque is too bright or is stealing the attention, I'm just eating it, the score gets lower instantly. I did something like that for a giant worm D&D model bursting from the ground, hot glue and cork, and yeah, exactly. It's actually very easy to do, but sometimes unless you will show something to someone with a finger, it's hard to notice. And also, most of the compositions have very flat, geometric bases. So this is the automatic way to go with the bases for a lot of people, and you really need to sometimes, be very, conscious with the bases you want to do, or have a very cool inspiration to know that you can do some stuff with some other stuff. Yeah, so this is, but for the bases, I really like to be conscious of the shapes and the directions and the energy. So I prefer personally to sometimes cut off a lot of the base just to create the shape and the energy. Yes, with this one, made quick sketch in Photoshop. I need some brainstorming on hair color and eyes, because I have feeling in my gut that eyes should have more LED light inside them for contrast. Any suggestions? Let's get the suggestions going. Whoop, 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 whoop. I will also do this one, and then the one from Ben, and I will be finishing the stream because I kind of feel tired. Also my brain stops working. Okay, so we have this one, and with this one, if we will take the this is like the this is a exercise right now we are doing with the blur. So if we will blur, what do we see in the first place? We see the white fur, right? And we see a white fur, but actually it's not that bad because there is a lot of white fur, and it actually may serve as a nice background for the character. So it's not a big no-no for the first place, for the first step. But then what we got here is that we have very busy and very strong idea on her dress, and then we have the repetition of the idea on her eyes, but the issue is that the dress is kind of stealing attention too much from her face and from her head, because it's just bigger and there's more contrast, more place. You can have the colors and the different shapes and stuff like that. So what can you do with it? We can go for turquoise. And see, we have magenta and kind of cyan color over here, and over here we have a little bit of magenta and white. So the easiest thing you can do is to take this little bit of blue and kind of add it over here. I would add it over here to create this dark light effect. So I would add it over here, and maybe over here as well, because the lips may have a little bit of shine and it may look cool. But then I would also add it to her eyes to give her more color, so something like that. And because we have more blue working around her face right now, the dress is still intense, but the attention goes back to her face, because one more point, we have blonde hair which is basically kind of yellow, right? And we have a lot of magenta over here, which is saturating with this very strong, very small but very strong dots of cyan. So yellow, magenta and cyan are working very nicely because those are contrasting colors. and it just brings more interest into the painting. The whole idea is very cool. I like it. Basically, do it, and this will be very very nice, nice one to see had it done. If you will, oops, I don't want that. I want to erase. What's going on? Damn it! I overpainted the original design, so I cannot remove it. But you don't have to do blue over here. It will work as well. But I would personally stick the blue over there to just make it like, you know, like this, like those little needles going to your eyes and calling you like, look at me, look at me. I would do it. Hey Matteo. Nice to see you here. I will be ending the stream pretty soon. But thank you for coming. It's still been very productive. You got through a lot of solid feedback. Thank you. It was hard for me, but thank you. So yeah, this is the commentary for this one. Not a lot, but I honestly think that the general idea was there. We just needed a bit of more like strong color punches over here. So done, saved, and we are going into the last one for today. Where is it? And this one from Carlos, and this one I'm keeping for tomorrow. Yeah, I think so. And I'm like cashed up. I'm very proud of myself. Now I just have to keep streaming and not leave for another month. I hope that it will happen. Okay, so we have those two pictures. Ben, is there something you would like to know, like have an answer in particular for this one? Could I cool blue flame too? Yeah, you could. That's actually an interesting idea for her. Okay, I want the other one. Where is it? The other photo. This one. This one is kind of tricky because he has a very nice strong blue skin, but it's kind of hidden under the very white hat. So it's kind of taking away from the very nice painted face, but you actually cannot do that much with it. I think that I would go a little bit with changing the highlights, maybe doing the line of highlights. I need to go for a brush, not for a eraser. I would like merge the highlight so it would go on top of his arm, so basically like that, and not in lines like that, because you know this is like a geometric figure, very long and kind of round, so it catches the highlight on the top. So I would show it by dragging this highlight over here, maybe even stronger, something like that. Like do it as light as you feel comfortable with, and then I would do something similar, or maybe stronger, over here on his leg, because it's also like this direction. It's the front, like maybe this direction from like looking from our point of view forward. So this is the top view, and it's kind of his leg and his arm is sticking forward. So I would highlight it to embrace the direction of the composition, basically. This is too yellow in my opinion, but it's also hard to find good colors in Photoshop actually. So I would highlight it like this. This highlight on his trousers is pretty cool. And what more? I think that maybe I'm not sure if this is some kind of pin or some kind of like how to call it, like this stud, but I would paint it blue to add more color to it. Maybe it can be pin actually, so I would paint it blue and very bright to introduce more color, and then maybe the rest of the colors all around the miniature would be more visible. Yeah, but the letters are very cool. I like them a lot. The blue and brown composition works always. So it's very, very good. I would do stronger black lining over here, for example, because you can see like when you will go very, very, very far into this like zoom, you can see like we have this lighter line over here, and it usually this is like this little light that shows when we are painting with more shiny paints, for example, or something, and with just painting it in darker color, we usually remove it and the painting looks cleaner and more readable. So I would do stronger black lining, just finishing the detailing all around and this painting. Also, like, see, like if you will do like those slight lines, you are cleaning up the painting. So like for example, you can see like here it's like not necessarily perfect, but black lining, you don't have to overpaint anything like correcting the colors. You can just overline it, like black line it and fix it, because you are overpainting the imperfect feeling actually. And of course over here this color is kinda, or maybe it's okay for this one. I would make it lighter, for example, for this top part of this of his hat, because I think that is too unnatural in this case. Also, like painting over this, feeling this indentation in darker color would work. Black lining over here, I know that I overpainted, and see like black lining over here, it will separate those two shapes and make them much nicer. And I said that I would add blue, but then we have this nice red in this area over here, so I think that I would add another pin. And you know, you don't have to do it in particular if it's not very fluff correct, but I would just on the painting just take a little bit of green stuff and just put it there like this little blob and make it flat, and then I would paint it red to create like this another pin to reflect those two strong colors, so this little bit red and the blue over here. And you can highlight it slightly, like both of them, so slightly highlight this one over here. This may be too strong actually, but slightly highlight it and slightly maybe darken it, and of course black line it or dark line it for a nice finish. Oops. Or something like that. And this is a very nice detail that actually this character doesn't have that much detail, and it's totally okay. If you don't want, you don't have to do it, but I would do it together with the stronger highlight. Okay, what we have over here in the chat, I think it's a button, but blue pin sounds cool. Yeah, it may be a button. I would add another button on the side. I like the face. The face is very, very nicely done, and I think that this is like this yellowish green highlights. I'm very big fan of this combination of colors. I should have some plastic art, maybe the right size for that. But I don't think that you actually need a, like, if you have enough plastic art to do it, like, how big is this miniature? It looks like 32 millimeters for me. So just adding a little bit of green stuff and just putting like this little blob and just patting it down to make it flat will work good enough. And over here I cannot see it on this picture, and I cannot see it that well on this picture, but this is like the clean it up over here, do the black lining. if you want this area over here to be more shiny, just do a stronger dots over here, and then okay, this is 32 millimeters, so I won't go too deep into it because it's oh my god, what did I do? Okay, I fixed it. Because it's impossible to sometimes paint like this. What they do, guys? Oh, go away. My stream is working, okay. I wouldn't do too much detail because I think that I went into a full screen mode in a way for my Photoshop, and I do not know how to remove it. Like, okay, so I wouldn't go into too strong detail. Usually I would advise you to do paint like this darker line over here to have light, dark, light, but this is too small detail to do it on 32 millimeters. Yeah, so just take a darker color and kinda try to correct everything. You can do black lining on the separation over here, black lining over here, basically black line everything everywhere. You have like this small detail over here. Take the red, do a button basically to bring more detail, and black lining everything actually. And then you can fix the highlight a little bit. And do it lighter on the top. Also, don't edge highlights on the textiles or something like that. So edge highlights, yeah, lights on the, because you can see like over here you have this back of this cloak, or I know this jacket, and you highlighted basically did a very broad edge highlight on the top of this fold, but the fold is actually lower than the his arms, but you like, I think that the logic over here was that this is a fold and it's kinda, you know, going like that, so you will highlight the top of the crevice, but in reality this shouldn't be highlighted at all. Like, it could be highlighted a little bit, but I will go with at all. So I will make it slightly darker, and then the top of his arm, actually arms should be highlighted because arms are exposed more to the light, so they should be highlighted actually. So I would highlight it over here. You can highlight over here, but you don't have it, like, it depends on the construction in real life. And then those highlights, like the yellow highlights over here, are well placed, but again we have edge highlight over here. I wouldn't do it over here. I would, if I was to highlight in any way, I would try to blend it out over here in a way. Edge highlight over here is okay because the edge is facing up, basically. And then clean up painting, you know, to even everything out. Over here, if you want this to be very shiny, you can make stronger highlights, but I would do just dots on top of the edge highlight to bring even more texture, and then again black lining and blend, like not blend, I would or maybe blend, I would kind of blend it out, or at least I would glaze over it with some brown to make it, I don't know, more diffused and more natural, because right now those very neutral gray highlights look too intense on his boots, in my opinion at least. And yeah, and black lining again. Black lining will make everything easier and nicer, actually. So something like that from the back, and then black lining over here, and again on this back you can take the highlight color. Usually when you have different kinds of leather or round, you can use different highlight colors. Okay, I think that I will go with something less intense to have it more neutral. See, it's too yellow anyway. So I would highlight the top of this carrier bag, and I lost the edge highlight, so I will repaint it. The edge highlight can stay over here, or you can, in basically just the top flat surface, you can make it lighter, and then again black line everything. Black line over here as well. The gun, black line everything, yeah. And don't edge highlight like this random edges, because this is the GW approach. If you want to show like this reality in a way, or like simulated, try to focus on highlighting the top of each surface and not actually just the edges. So yeah, I would do it like that. To be honest, I had no idea what type of material was his bag. Sometimes it looked metallic, sometimes they made it leather. So you can decide, basically. If it's metal, then do the same like I said right now, but wash it a little bit so it will be dark and less shiny in the lower areas, so over here. More wash over here and more pure metallics over here if it's meant to be metallic. I think that I would keep it leather, but I would just add more edge highlight over here and over here to create more texture. Yeah. I would start with edge highlighting everything and with painting, fixing the highlights, and then I think that I would try to maybe add some textures. So just paint like this little lines of wear and tear on top of the leather or something like leather or something like that. You already kind of started by doing like those imperfections over here, so like those little wear and tear to make it more. I think that some of it is already present on this miniature. I would just make it stronger and more contrasted. Kujo actually does it a lot on his miniatures, and it usually looks very cool, so you should just go check out his videos and do something similar. Okay, so we have the break. I didn't notice it, sorry guys. Yeah, the break will end. I will end this. You do a nice videos, like the weathering on your models. The textures are very, very nice. Dots, but also dots and not sticks. Oh my god, lines. Yeah, because the line is a stick for a dot, right? Because the dot is a pebble and the line is a stick, right? Am I right? Yes, textures. You do it like very, very nicely on your miniatures, and they are like very, very small, so big props for you. Okay guys, so I did the feedback. Sorry for having it on the ad break, but I will upload this stream anyway in like, I don't know, hour or two, so you can check out the end of the stream of my commentary over there if you missed it. And yeah, I will but if you want, you can progress the painting if you will have the time again on my Discord, and I will maybe have a look tomorrow again, and I can comment a little bit more if you don't mind. Yes, a line is a stick, because stick, like when the stick is very even, it's a line, it's like a line, right? If you were in a wood and you were to show a line, you would take a stick and the stick would be a line, right? And if you were to show a dot, you would take a little pebble that is round, because it's like a, right? I'm very tired right now. I didn't sleep well for the past 2 nights. Cheers for the stream, yeah. So yeah, I will end for today. I'm not doing the ride because I'm tired and I actually don't want to do it. I feel very lazy, okay? Sorry for that, but see you tomorrow. I'm streaming tomorrow again, like around 8 p.m. I hope that I will remember that it's actually 8 p.m. If I won't be online at 8, I should be online at 9 or 9:30, okay? I choose the stick on the line. um, I'm confusing everyone. So yeah. See you tomorrow, guys. Have a good night slash day slash end of your day or whatever. Drink a lot of water. I don't know. You can drink your paint water as well if you want. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Yeah. Bye 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 bye.